Good afternoon, you lovely people. So, as I promised, give or take, back on Saturday, we are finally ready to do my very first game stream. It's probably gonna be lame compared to my usual content, but I gotta experiment. This is what the early stages of the game are for. So, as you may have noticed, the game I chose is a Tether.io. You may recall that I didn't mention any game remotely like this back in my debut. The reason for that being it just completely slipped my mind. That's really the only excuse I've got, because I've actually been playing games of this lineage since I was a child, like most other people. So, T4N3, or I'm pretty sure that's how I pronounce that. Good to see you. Duck, good to see you. So, I believe the itinerary for the day is, first of all, just to give you a taste of what exactly you're in for, skill-wise, I'm going to do a couple of solo runs, 40 lines, just to very quickly show you what I'm about. Fructose, good to see you too. That way I can just show you my rough skill level without getting absolutely mogged with a multiplayer game. So, without further ado, check out my solo run. So yeah. Actually, one of my earliest memories is playing the Nintendo Entertainment System version of this particular game, which, as we all know, is rather different from what you may see in the modern age. However, I'm used to this style because the variant I played the most was the one on the DS. Zoptos, good to see you. So, obviously that wasn't the most difficult version, but it was the one that introduced me to playing this game at incredibly high speed. And before anyone asks, no, I haven't played the Grandmaster. Just because I'm fully aware that I would get my teeth kicked in trying to play that game. Although I will admit, watching other people play it is just infinite entertainment. Much like every other competitive or score attack sort of game. Simply delightful. So, this may be as good a time to ask as any this early on into the stream. Is the audio fine? Is my microphone fine? How's everything? Just how is everything? Yes, Mr. DDR. I've seen him in action quite a couple of times. Quite interesting. Puyo Puyo Tetris. I played it a couple of times, because I do happen to enjoy Puyo Puyo as well. And, as you noticed, there's my rank. 40 lines in 130. So, that's the baseline we're working with here. But, back to the question, I did, but I focused more on Tetris, just because I'm, frankly, not very good at Puyo Puyo. I have a lot of fun with it, but it's not very good. I mean, I'm not very good at it. It is a great game. Audio could be a bit louder. Okay. I'll bump it up 5 dBs. How's that sound? There we go. If you need it louder, just let me know. So, now that you know roughly where my skill lies, I'm going to go ahead and throw caution on the wind and head into a quick play run, which is rather similar to 99, if I recall correctly, just usually fewer players. But it's going to be a while until the room plays, so I'm going to play Zen mode. Yes, I have indeed noticed that. YouTube does like to keep things low, generally. I blame the infamous loudness war for that one. Because you know how bands are, they're gonna be the loudest they can be, irregardless of whether it actually sounds good or not. Simple indie logic. Good equals loud. But what can you do? So yeah, that's a bit of a disadvantage of this game as opposed to any official games. The games seem to, the matches seem to take quite some time to load in. But I'm not particularly in a rush, and I would assume none of you are either. But if you are, it's no big deal. Don't let me keep you. The louder you are, the more. Yeah. A lot of people seem to operate under that logic. Whether it's actually correct or not generally depends on the situation. But more often than not, it isn't true. To be perfectly blunt. I will say, it's very courteous of them to give you an option to just hang around and play a bit before actually getting in a match. Very convenient. This actually reminds me of certain modern fighting games where they'll allow you to play in training mode while waiting for an online match. Very convenient feature. Keeps you from, keeps you warmed up, keeps you on your toes. Stops you from metaphorically and or literally falling asleep at the wheel. I'm sure there's a very exciting match happening off screen, but alas, I elected not to spectate. Come to think of it, that might have been the smarter way to go. Yes, I think next time I will elect to spectate the match. Try to practice my commentary. Because as it is, there's really not much to speak about here. Just a dude doing a single-player run. Probably not even a particularly impressive one. There we go. Alright, we got a match. Time to show y'all what I'm made of. And pray I don't get mogged immediately. Alright, so... A disadvantage is it's kind of hard to follow what's going on if you're trying to play, and especially when you're trying to speak to people. So, somebody could easily take advantage of that and try to mess me up by entering the game, but fortunately, I don't believe I'm big enough to have to worry about stream snipers. Alright, we're doing good so far, just, early game, just trying to keep to myself here. So, if you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, there are several, plans of, self-defense. Where to focus your opponents, because as you might know, when you play multiplayer Tetris, you have the option to, dear Gordon, yep, no, this is not a good position here. These things happen. Alright, so, let's observe the man who decided to, who managed to get me. Yep, looks alright. Let's observe somebody else. Looks, I can see the panic in their playstyle, despite the fact that they're actually doing rather well. Let's see, back to the... Yep, and there's the man who eliminated me, about to get eliminated himself. let's what? Yep. Goodbye. There goes another one, down to bottom 15. I don't know if the F was directed towards that guy or me, but if it was me, thank you. And, yes, I've had... the sad thing is you are not the first person who's threatened to stream snipe. Well, not threatened, but, offered to stream snipe me. But, alas, we all know what happened last time I said I was going to play this game. So, bottom 8. Let's see who else is up. Wow. Whoever this is, they are doing incredibly well. Way down at the bottom. And here we got somebody... Yep, there you go. You had a good run, buddy. And another one off. We're down to the bottom 5. Bottom 3. And it's down to a duel. Or no, this is the bottom 3, my mistake. And again, we can see the panic in the playstyle. They're just scrubbing along, praying they have a good position. And we can see whoever this is, they're doing rather well, rather well. And now it is truly down to a duel. They're just about evenly matched. Not anymore. It's desperate. But this guy's about to fire back. It's even again. And this man's about to lavish a big attack. Just watch him. Who will win? Who will lose? And another big attack going their way. And that's it. Congratulations to whoever this is. Very nice. And now that that's over, let's jump into another game. Much quicker. A mere 15 seconds. Wow, this person isn't very polite. No matter. Let's jump into another game. This time I'm going straight for what I usually try to save for later. Payback. That means if they attack me, I attack them. And already that's not paying off for me. Oh, you've got it. Well, that was a waste. Yeah, you'll have to forgive me, It looks easy, but the skill ceiling is rather deep, especially in multiplayer. But I don't particularly feel like commentating anymore, so instead, I suppose we'll just relax, talk a bit. So, yeah, I don't particularly, I'm not particularly interested in being a game streamer all that much, as you may have noticed by the fact that this is my first one. But, again, variety is the spice of life. You can't just stream the same thing over and over and expect different results. You can specialize in it, but you must branch out a bit. Because that's just the name of the game as an online entertainer. So, yeah. It's kind of strange. I actually love competitive games, but as you may have noticed by here, I'm actually not very good at them. And not even as a spectator sport, just actually scrubbing along to them. With the major reason being, it's just fun seeing people break down the systems of the competitive game and use them to their advantage. Whether that be the systems that are actually in place or else just breaking a game wide open and seeing them create something new. It's a beautiful thing, really, when you get right down to it. So if you'll observe, I will be honest, this game actually did have a surprisingly larger player base than I was expecting, because these sorts of games generally tend to be kept on the down low. But on the bright side, there actually are quite a number of players online, even at this, what you can hardly call peak hours. And, not that anyone asks, but, I do eventually, while I am mainly a PC player, I am somewhat interested in, assuming, depending on how well this stream goes, I might end up splunking down on a capture card just so I can play the real deal. Because, you may not believe me with the performance of the last two games, but when I played 99, I actually managed to get first place in my second ever battle. Now, it's ambiguous whether that's more a result of, the better players flocked to this game, or... do I want a 1v1? Sure, absolutely. That said, I'm probably going to wait until after, this particular match, just because I'm not sure, not entirely sure how close we are to actually getting to play. Yes, I know how to spin too, which is funny because the person I mentioned saying that would stream snipe me, they also said they were going to DT cannon me. And you probably will be able to believe that I'm actually still not entirely sure how that mechanic works. Because, while I would say I'm decent at this game, I am hardly what you would call a professional player. I'm probably what you would call a professional in general. Well, in this world anyways. Obviously back home I'm a teacher, but in this place I am absolutely no one. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm going to go aggressive. Just to see how it works. And some nice aggressive music to go along with it. Gotta love it. That's the mood. Alright. Seems to be working well enough for me so far. Yes, this is a very good run so far. I probably shouldn't have done that hold. Especially not now. I don't think so, sir. And I don't know what incentivizes people to. I don't know what incentivizes people to do something like that, but that is how it goes. Alright, so Mr. Zoptos, I suppose we'll jump into a custom game. So, your opinion matters to me. Should I do public or private? Am I winning Cliff? I'm afraid I'm not, Die. I've been eliminated rather early on in every game so far. It's good to see you, though. And if you happen to play this game, you've actually arrived at a good time, because, it's viewer participation time, I've decided. I've decided to take a break. And yes, the stream is working much better than I expected. I am pleasantly surprised. Especially after the panic I got when I tried to stream this the first time. I'm gonna go with a private room. We'll give it a moment to load. This is probably not a good sign. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be this black for this long. Oh, it looks better, huh? That's strange because I actually lowered the quality on stream. Alright. It's probably not supposed to be doing this, so I'm afraid I may have to ask you lovely people to bear with me for a moment. I appreciate the offer, but that will not be necessary, Mr. Zapdos. I have the room ready right here. So, I will go ahead. I will take this. And here is the room URL. So, I suppose we'll stick to verses. If any of you have any opinions about what sort of game we'll be playing, I do not mind. Alright. So, no opinions, I'll assume, Mr. Zop. Just let me know when you're ready. Alright. Having to compress. That's very likely because, it occurred to me not to, while I was doing my experimentation trying to get this to run, that, apparently I was doing, I didn't bother changing the default settings on, my camera. So, it was rendering it, if not the highest quality, then probably the closest to it. So, lowering that, strangely enough, actually seemed to help. Alright, you're good? Fantastic. Look away for a second, please. I have to bring something up again. Alright, start whenever. You got it. Alright, 2 players. Show me what you've got, good sir. Just a basic little duel. One-on-one. The basis of all great competitions. So we're going to do something like this. Nice attack, good sir. There's my rebuttal. And another for good measure. And one more just because why not? And even more. Alright, good attack. Let's see if we'll get you back in it. Well, it was a good match. You put up a valiant effort. Okay, pause that, because I did notice my frame rate dipping, but yeah, it's... No, I am hardly flexing. If you were here for my attempts at trying to play a proper match, that is hardly, what happened. So, Mr. Zoptos, would you like another attempt at that? Thank you, Doug. Yes, thank you, Fructose. Yeah, that's a disadvantage. I believe the advertisements are, yeah, viewer counts are broken, and so is my camera. Gotta love the advertisements, because, I believe they are the main culprit as to why my frame rate dies so much, according to my experimentation. Gotta love monetization. Alright, so, Zop is indeed ready for another match. Alright. 5, 4, 3. How about we call it a best of 5? How's that? If I beat you 3 times, I'll go back to trying to do survival runs, elimination runs, whatever they call them in this game. It's, your call, good sir. In the meantime, while we wait, so as I established, this is a bit of a left field, chase. This is indeed a bit of a left field choice, but again, I do like these games. And yes, the soundtrack to this game is very clearly synthesized, but I think it has a charm all its own. Retro. At any rate, I've kept Zoptos waiting long enough. Let's head into another match. Round 2. 2, 1, let's go. Yes, here we go. Theme music power-up. The point in the anime where, the hero faces down the evil villain and will unleash, digs inside himself, power of friendship, all that shit. Sorry, I may have been too close to my mic, that was my mistake. Wow, I was so wrapped up in commentary, he's actually bringing this back. Yes, the music is empowering him, making things a lot more interesting here. Let's see if I can finagle it. Nope. Was a good idea, but it's one thing to have a good idea, it's another entirely to execute on it. Wow, what a mistake. And there we go again. Good match again, Zop. Here, I lowered the game audio. Maybe that should help the volume balancing a bit. Yes, that was my mistake. Because the way my audio is set up, I unfortunately... Damn it. Yeah, the way my audio is set up, the music is fairly loud on my end, but it's hard to exactly gauge how loud it is for you. So, yes. Yes, it was much closer than last time. I firmly believe that it was because of the music. It powered him up. Then again, this assumes the same song was playing for both of us, which is hardly a guarantee. Alright, so I'm up 2. Mister's up. Just let me know when you're ready for round 3. Yes. Suppose, it's, yes, I'm winning now, but when I go back into elimination, you will see just how not good at this game I am. Yes, indeed it does, Raku. Good to see you. Alright. Ready? Yep. Alright. Time for round 3 with Mr. Zoptos. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Three countdowns for the price of 1. How generous. And we're off. So for those of you just joining us, this is Zoptos' final round. We agreed to a best of 5, and I have bested him 2 times so far. If he beats me now, we move on to round 4. If I beat him, we go back to elimination. Interesting tactic he's going for. Unfortunately, I was just a bit quicker. But it's hardly over for him. We're just getting started here. We'll go over there. And his attack unfortunately backfired on him a bit. We'll see if he can remake the deficit. And I decided to go back to... Unfortunately, another valiant effort, but I came out on top once again. So, good games to Mr. Zoptos. So, yes. You put up a valiant effort. No need to be... Nothing, keep your head high. So, if there is anybody else who would like to join, I just realized it would have been a smart idea to, Tane, I just saw your message, SC88. I don't think I'm familiar with that particular synthesizer, but, it is indeed, there is indeed a certain charm to, retro synthesizers. Now, it would have been significantly smarter of me to actually, pin that message when I first typed it, but I am not the best at thinking ahead, as should be plainly obvious by now. So, yes, absolutely, Raku. You are more than welcome to come into the room. Because, I'm not interested in showing my skills so much as I am just spending time with my viewers. That's what's important to me. Although, at some point later on, I may, return to survival just to show you that there's always a bigger fish in the sea. Alright, welcome to the room. Just go ahead and let me know when you are ready to play, Mr. Raku. Mr. Rakugozu. Okay, he says he's ready, so let us go ahead and launch out. Let us see how you stack up. Haha. That was fucking stupid, I'm sorry. And another good little ditty to play us. Every great fight needs a good soundtrack. Yes, good tactic, good tactic. Oh. Yeah. Well, it was still a good match. It seemed like you were doing very well. So. Are you interested in the same rules? Best of 5? Just go ahead and let me know. Because again, your opinion matters. You are the viewers. You hold all the power here. Alright. Good with him. Good whatever. Fantastic. So, if you are all prepared, let us launch into round 2. So, not that anyone asked, but I figured this is as good a time to, bring it up as any. Shit. Well, immediate disadvantage. Let's see if we can take advantage of my funny little mistake here. At any rate, as I was about to say, for those of you wondering what I am playing this with, I am playing this with, my preferred Switch controller, which is a Hori Fight Pad, I believe it's called. It's a $20 alternative to the Switch Pro controller. Because Hori is a brand that I trust quite a bit. Good match again. Yes, I've been using Hori controllers for quite a number of years. I trust them quite a bit. Especially for, they made this one pad that was my favorite for many years. One of those controllers that were arranged exactly like a Switch, like a arcade fight stick. Ari, I am so happy to see you. I am glad to see you drop by. And yes, competitively it might be a bit hard, but, it's not as hard as other games, to be quite honest, because it was designed to be a rather simple game. But, yes, especially competitively if you're against someone who knows what they're doing. It can be a bit of a struggle. Okay, Mr. Raku, you say you're ready, so round 3. Let us proceed. And while we wait for the match to load in, I'm going to praise Ari some more. I really enjoyed your stream last night. It was very, very relaxing. Quite a number of great moments in there. Yeah. Not really feeling this music choice, but that's what I get for putting it on random. You either get relaxing or you get action. Yep. Now you're starting to wake up a bit. Now it's getting interesting. Let's, yes, it is, Croker. Good to see you. Okay. Yes, yes, this is, what an early advantage, yep. When you get an early advantage in this game, that's the exact sort of thing that happens. Congratulations, Raku. Very good match. Very good match. And with that, we are 2 for 1. Very nice performance. Very nice. Yes. Your heart. Yes, it is indeed quite a soothing game. It does indeed help me relax. Yeah. If there was anything that would bring me over to Twitch, it would be getting to have everyone spam your smug emotes. It is just such a wonderful emote. Just so versatile. No, there's nothing embarrassing about that. Everyone's bad at a game the first time, unless they're an absolute prodigy. Just practice, just like everything else, it requires practice. And with that, it's time for round 4. Let's see if we can stretch the advantage even further. Because that's another thing about competitive games. You can't underestimate anybody no matter how much they've beaten you. Because eventually, they will cotton on to your tactics and they will adapt to them. That's the beauty of competitive games. Just reading your opponent, knowing their habits, and eventually using them against them. Probably not the smartest stacking choices I'm making, but we'll see how they pan out. Wow. Well, with that, I suppose I've won the set. Very nice performance, Raku. Very nice, especially your round that you won. That was quite a bit. Yes, yes indeed, Ari. That would be a very nice idea. Tetris collabs for everyone. Would love to see it. And yes, again, misdrops. Yep, I've been there before, absolutely. I believe I did that one time, Soft. Yep, plus R. That would require quite some practice. Because the problem is, Soul is my main in every Guilty Gear game, but for some reason or another, I simply could not get the hang of I couldn't get the hang of a clean hit system. Which is a shame because Sidewinder loops look absolutely amazing, but I simply could not pull them off. And I was too proud to switch to Kai. That's like admitting you're a scrub in Guilty Gear. It is what it is. So, is there anybody else who would like to enter the arena? Any takers? Any takers? Because if not, I will, because if that is not the case, I will head back into survival mode and try another couple runs there. Anyone? Well, it would appear not. Well, it's of no matter. We can simply, come back, I can simply make another room and we're all ready to play again together. So, I'm going to jump into quick play again. And, luckily enough, a match is about to start. So yeah, for those of you who think I'm some, yep, Mr. Anderson, the old guy. Quite a unique character that gentleman is. Before anyone asks, no, I was not named after him. So, it's time to start again. And we'll see if I do better now that I've warmed up a bit. Let's see what's going on here. Also, try not to judge me too much if I don't read chat, because I get the feeling trying to commentate may have contributed to my downfall back when I played my first few rounds of this game. Mess drop. That doesn't bode well. Not at all. Alright, we're not in a decent position. Dearie me. I'm not sure what rank I made it to. I'm going to pray this wasn't too embarrassing of a performance. Okay, just trying to defend myself here. Oh, eliminated somebody. Sorry, friend. Alright. Not too bad, not too bad. Oh dear. That is probably not good. Yeah, I'm not being left with a lot of good options for places to... Nope. Well, that's the end of that. I appreciate the offer anyways, Ari. I would love to play a game with him at some point when I'm a bit more established. Just because if the Egg collab was any indication, you seem to be very good company in general. So I believe we'll just spectate, and the players are dropping like flies at this point, unsurprisingly. We're down to the top 10. And whoever this is looks like they're about to head out. No. Yes. Yes, quite a bloodbath, as you would expect this late on. Yes, probably not. Top 5. Truly the only, the real. This is where the real match begins here. I think our friend here might... No? Again, he's... Oh, that's an unfortunate misdrop. That's not gonna bode well for him. Unless he brings it back. That was quite an impressive course correction there. And we see much the same with this player. It was a good attempt, valiant effort, but it is what it is. And now we're down to the top 5. We see one player over on the right who is just about finished here. Yep, successful T-spin setup, just like we saw this player go for. Yes, I'm not generally the best at T-spin setups. This may be obvious at this point, but I generally prefer to go for Tetris's 4 lines. And there we go. The game is over, and this gentleman whose name I can't pronounce is your winner. And with that, I will go ahead and jump on another match. And we'll see how long I last this time. Because that last one was better than anything I managed at the beginning of the stream, so I'm feeling somewhat more confident. Let's see if I can keep it going. We'll go this way. Yes, going all set up all the time like this may not be the best tactic. But unfortunately, I'm not studied enough to really go for anything else. Because as we've established, I am not a professional at this. I am merely some idiot who likes to play this game. Which you can say about just about any competitive game I like. Yeah, no, I think I'm leaving early here. This is, really not the sort of... Yeah, especially not if I do that. This is, quite a deficit. I don't think I'm making this back. Well, that was unfortunate. Tetris, yes, I believe that is indeed the, basic idea behind this game. Furware 99. But, as I said earlier, I am quite interested in eventually playing the real deal, but I would need extra equipment for that, which I'm currently a bit cautious about investing in, but I would absolutely be open to it. So, while we wait for the next match, I suppose I'll just take a shot in the dark and ask if there is anybody else who would be interested in a private room. Never mind. Apparently we're going into another match. Or, no, we aren't. That was my mistake. Yes, it is indeed a thing. A rather nice thing, as a matter of fact. It's very hard to tell that this is not an official game. Then again, that's not particularly surprising. Like, how hard can you fuck up a game like this? I shouldn't ask that because the answer is quite a lot, but this is not one of those cases. This is a very well done version of this game. There it is. No offer, so I'm going to go ahead and go back into a Zen sort of game and just talk a bit. So, yeah. That's fair, that's understandable. There's nothing wrong with knowing your limits. You don't want to be like me, jumping into games assuming that you will be the absolute best and then getting humbled immediately. But again, that's the beauty of competitive games. Always someone better. So, yeah, as I mentioned, I'm really not the best at commentating my own gameplay. It would be rather fun to commentate other people's, but the disadvantage of Tetris is I'm actually not very well versed in it from a competitive standpoint. The cool little tactics people go with, I'm simply not too versed in the terminology. But it is what it is. And as ever, it's simply just fun to watch by its own merits. So hopefully it's not going too poorly. So at any rate, I'm still trying to get myself sorted, you know. Just trying to nail down exactly what sort of content I like to do. Well, I really appreciate the compliment, because I actually do find speaking excitedly rather fun. And here we go with another match. Yes, I actually would like to commentate things a bit. If the opportunity does arise, if people ask me, I actually would like to do that sort of thing. I find it very fun. And it gives you a good excuse to raise my voice a bit. I generally don't have much reason to do that. I need more practice with that. And they're already coming for me. Fantastic. But then again, this is competitive. We can't expect handouts like that. Nope. Over. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, I really do appreciate that compliment, Ari. Your opinion especially matters because I honestly, I like your voice too. I think it's very relaxing. Especially considering you do tend to stream towards my bedtime. I would generally, I can't think of any other stream I'd like to be in than yours at that point of night. I could probably do relaxing voices too, but again, this is just my normal speaking. It's just more things I need to practice with. Just, more practice. Practice, practice, practice. Just much things, a lot of things I need to do. Yes, they can. That's a mechanic of, both this game and its inspiration. There are, 4 attack patterns you can choose from in, both this game and 99. And those are... This game calls it even is the first attack pattern, which is, as far as I can tell, just a go with the flow sort of option. Just, it targets people for you randomly. And then there is a more aggressive option, attack. So many VTubers with fantastic voices. Speak of the literal devil. Good to see you, Carmine. I would say you are among that number easily. I could listen to you for hours, dude. Yes, you should be. You, again, I couldn't think of anyone better for that sort of stream. And I would honestly think Carmine would be among that number 2, except for the fact that his reading streams are usually, rather early in the morning for me. But they're entertaining in their own right, so, morning relaxation. Nothing wrong with that either. Yes, come to think of it, as much as it sounds like me sort of being, like, if I weren't self-conscious about being sort of trend-chasey, I would, I think reading streams would actually be rather nice to do myself, but the problem is I'm actually not sure what types of, stories I would actually like to read. Because in all honesty, reading is something I need to do more anyways, as, visiting Ari streams has made me painfully aware. But that would indeed be a good excuse. But again, I would need to go over what sort of material I would like to read. But content doesn't exist in the vacuum. That's, I'm sure if you all have good ideas for that, I'm sure you will inform me. Although, while I'm on the subject of asking viewers questions, I think whatever my next stream is going to be, well, I may end up streaming Saturday night again, but whatever my next stream will be after that, because if I stream Saturday night, I think that'll be my designated composition night. But whatever stream comes after that, I think I might make another music tutorial. However, what I'm curious about is whether you would like something bare basic or something a little more in the weeds, so to speak. So as opposed to bare basic concepts, something like getting a guitar tone, or how to write a riff, or writing a solo, or something along that line. Maybe not that last one, that's a bit too complex without knowing the basics, but again, your opinion matters. Yeah, so we're taking quite a bit to get into a game. You'll have to apologize, that's out of my hands. Too spoiled by 99. Because I do recall that game got you into matches fucking lickety-split. But again, small project. Out of anyone's hands, really. Just waiting. Just waiting here. And there we go, another match finally. With 67 entrants. Okay, so, as I was saying before, explaining, so, even style is random as far as I can tell. Eliminations is a bit more aggressive. You focus on people who are about to be eliminated and you attack them. Or no, randoms is the truly random option. That was my mistake. In that case, I'm not sure what evens does. But then there's my preferred, which is payback, which is only attacking people who are attacking you. Which just suits my mindset in general. I don't bother you, you don't bother me, but if you bother me, you're gonna get fucked up. There's just, that's how I like to do it. Because sure, it pays to be kind, but if they're not kind to you, you can't just sit back and take it. Or at the very least, I can't sit back and take it. Others can, and that impresses me a lot, but I just don't have the patience for that. Alright, I seem to be doing well enough. I'm a bit in a higher position than I want to be, but I seem to be well on my way to fixing that. Just keep on keeping on. I see a chat message out of the corner of my eye, but, well, puh. Well, that was unfortunate. I think I'll practice my commentary a bit more. So, this is the gentleman who eliminated me, so I suppose we'll watch him for a bit. And he seems to be having quite a run himself. But somebody else noticed that, and they're going after him. Smart move. But he is handling himself rather well. As soon as his sights were set, he managed to get back. Yes, indeed, that was a tough break, but again, this game is easy, but it has a rather, there's quite the skill ceiling to it. Easy to learn, hard to master. The best kinds of games. Minutes to learn, lifetimes to master. I appreciate the F, Ari. So, yep, T-spin setup. Rather clever. I am not surprised this man eliminated me. He clearly knows what he's doing. He knows his shit. Which is why he's currently well on his way to top 5. And once again, somebody attacks him, and he fires back in style. Wow, that was a strange call. I expected him to go for the line. But I shouldn't question it. He is the one who eliminated me. Yep, pace is picking up. But he doesn't seem to be panicking. He is rolling with it rather well. Yep, top 6. But he has quite an attack coming his way. Wow, this might be the end for our friend here. Then again, there are 2 others in even worse positions if you look to the right, so we'll see. Just, T-spin. And once again, top 4. Yes, nope, this, no. Wow, that was quite the comeback. I'm rather impressed. And it's a duel, so unless this other man pulls quite a line break, I expect my assassin here will be who ends up taking the crown. Yep, he's clearing quite a bit. Yes, indeed, it is very clean. Oh no! Surprise! Underdog wins. And I recall this name from the last match, so that was a good match, so I suppose it's time for me to jump into another one. Yeah, that was quite the underdog story there. We assumed it was the runner-up, and he surprised us all. Alright. Let's see if this is my redemption time. Yes, indeed, this game does get pretty damn speedy at the end. So if you're more used to Game Boy or NES versions, this is going to be blazing speed for you. But again, my main game was DS, which did get quite quick in its later stages, so I have some idea how to handle high speed. that potential rough situation sorted. Alright, now I can relax a bit. Breathe somewhat easier. That was a misdrop. Alright. We're coming here. I don't like this position I'm in, and I don't like these drops. There we go. Alright, now we're back in business. Somewhat. Alright. Just stay calm. Just don't lose my head. We'll go over here. Oh, dear. Well, that was unfortunate, but these things happen. I appreciate the encouragement, but I saw it a bit too late, Carmine. Your confidence in me is still appreciated, even if it was misplaced. And, yeah, I don't blame you. Puyo Puyo is indeed a great game in its own right. Just, it's one that I'm significantly worse at. For some reason, I was always better at planning ahead with this game. And once again, I can see why this man eliminated me. He is doing rather well. Which is apparently why he's in the top 10. Thank you, Carmine. I did say that was hardly my worst performance. So, we'll observe what's going on. Yeah, big surprise. You're still doing really well. Second time in a row. Thank you for the Fs. Thank you for the Fs. Your respect has reached me. Wow, that was a bit of a misplacement. But, wow. I question that choice, but again, he's made it much further than I have. Number 3. So, I fully expect him to go to the duel. Yes, Croker, that's 100% correct. That is indeed why I was never going to Puyo Puyo. I find it much easier to think ahead in this game. And it's down to a duel. We'll see if, let us see if our man here can make it. He seems to have the advantage at the moment. And, as we expected, you earned that one, friend. You showed me what's up. Alright, and during the downtime between games, I have something I need to check real quick. And we're in. Alright. Stair pattern. Clever. Clever. Well, that was a misclick, but, I can probably, make that up. I don't know. I'm giving myself a strange pattern to work with here. And that doesn't help matters at all. Oh, this is not looking like my game. Well, I made that back somehow, but, still not too confident in my long-term prospects. 2 knockouts, I suppose that's something I can be proud of. And indeed, that's all I'm going to have to settle for. It was a good run, not a long run, I suppose. Such is life. So, I suppose we'll stick to commentating whoever eliminated me again. Although this time, his number is apparently up not too long afterwards. Not surprising. Alright. Let's observe this man. He seems to be, doing rather well. Yes, indeed. Although, honestly, I played this at, like, 9 p.m. my time a couple of days ago, and, competition was, not exactly, wasn't exactly easy runnings then, either. People are really damn good at Tetris, is the thing. Although you may see this sometimes. There's a game that's so niche that the only people who are really competing are people who are already good at the game and have been playing competitively for quite some time. There are a lot of fighting games whose online modes is like that, especially the re-releases. They've been practicing offline since the arcades in the 90s, and so they can absolutely raffle-stomp anybody who comes their way. Which has its ups and downs. Because again, like... That's why you see so many people complaining when newer entries in a long-running series tend to, Puyo Puyo getting a free RPG on the side. Is this an actual game you're talking about, or is this a hypothetical? Because, unless you're talking about the... Because I believe Puyo Puyo, wasn't that based on another series? I might be wrong about that. Maybe that was another puzzle game. And that person's eliminated too. And we're down to the top 10. So, I believe this is one of the participants from last time. So, let's observe. Once again, he's doing rather well, as you would expect. And we're seeing bodies dropping again. So, it stacks kind of high. I found myself questioning that decision, but he is the one in charge. And it worked out for him. He got the back-to-back. Yeah, that was the name of it. I do remember reading up on that at some point. I just couldn't remember the name off the top of my head. I'm not the best at memorizing Japanese names unless they're really... yeah, you don't gotta remind me of the questionable localization jobs those early games got. That was quite the trip. Especially fucking Kirby's Avalanche. That was surreal. Yeah, that was argument number one as to why Kirby doesn't speak intelligibly in the games. That was a rather galling experience seeing that. But yeah, Mean Bean Machine was actually my first exposure to Puyo Puyo. Because, like a lot of other people who arrived into the world at my age, I remember one of the Chrono Magus' kids. He had the mage decided to buy his kid Sonic Mega Collection as a gift, and that was one of the included games. And the match is over, as we saw. So, this is a familiar name. So, suppose we'll jump into another game. And I think then we'll call a bit of an intermission to see if anybody wants to join. Because again, I'm still open to playing. Yes, indeed, he is absolutely a rather rude little fellow in that game. Alright, we're in. I'm in it to win it. I'm going for elimination style this time. So... Yes, so yeah, Sonic Mega Collection. That was my first exposure to Sonic the Hedgehog in general. Because, of course, that was a glimpse into his golden age. And Mean Bean Machine was included in that compilation, so that was my first exposure to Puyo Puyo as well. Yeah, good old Sega. I was about to say they were good at compilations, but as we all know, they've had quite a bit of practice in that realm over the last few years. Alright, elimination style seems to be working for me so far. I guess sometimes it does pay to be a bit more aggressive. Because, again, there's nothing wrong with being a bit more passive, but there are some situations in life where you simply cannot stand to play by that sort of doctrine. Sometimes you just have to grab things by the horns. Yep, that was a misplace. I think I'm finished here. Yep. That was nobody's fault but mine there. Alright. I'm going to call a very brief intermission here. So, very brief break. I need to, there's a matter that requires my attention very quickly, so, if there is anybody who would like to, play, another game in the meantime, just say so in the chat, and I will see it when I get back. But for the immediate moment, I will be right back. Alright, I have returned. And I see Carmine has thrown down the gauntlet. I would be more than happy to oblige. So, I'm going to go ahead and make a custom game for the two of us. But first, I need to unpin... this is a bit outdated, so let's unpin that. Let's copy this over. And here is our new room. So, with that settled, let's not just Carmine, anybody else is free to challenge me too still. Alright. Gauntlet Throwdown. Let's see what you've got, Mr. Phlegathon. Just let me know when you're ready, good sir. If nobody will, I'm fairly certain you'll give me a good challenge. You got Daemon power on your side, of course. Whereas I am but a mere puny human. Alright, ready? Alright. Let's put my controller up off the ground first. Yeah, that was silly. I knocked it over while I was getting up. Alright. Let us commence. Let's see what you've got, Mr. Phlegathon. Let's rock. So, I don't believe he's mentioned his skill level, but I don't doubt he's generally pretty okay at games in general. So, I don't doubt he'll give me a nice challenge. Because again, you don't want to underestimate this sort of man. My friend here is a dangerous motherfucker. It ain't just bluster. There's something about him. There we go. All right. Yes, Carmine versus Cliff. You are witnessing the first in what will hopefully be many battles. Well. Alright, good first match, so I think, unless you say differ, I think we're fine sticking with the first of 5 format, right? But, yeah. That was merely the first in what will hopefully be many great battles to come. If I have it my way, we're gonna be fucking Ryo and Ken, Sol and Kai. The best of friends, the greatest of rivals. Entertaining. Not only testing our skills against each other, but hopefully creating a real nice story for the two of us. Hard dropping, I mean, if I recall correctly, you can do that, so the thing is, you can change your controls in this game, so, I mean, if you'd like a minute, I can let you duck out for a second and go, see what your specific controls are. I don't mind doing that. I refuse to meet you in anything other than max power, brother. You just gotta let me know. Alright. It's fine. Alright, good to know. Because, that is a rather large element of the speed. Let's rock. I fucking love to hear that. Alright. You say it. Let's move on to Duel 2. And now that the handicap's gone, now we're in for a good match. Alright. So I'm just going for my usual tactic here. So yeah. I suppose that's my preferred playstyle. Not generally combo-oriented, more one big hit. Yeah, I should probably get into Samurai Showdown. That fits my tactics rather well. Oh, dear. Well, good game, I suppose. No, not I suppose. That was a good game. Goddamn ad. Yeah, sometimes we get rounds like that, just quick and explosive. Like a samurai battle. You swing the blade once, somebody's on the ground within 30 seconds. Just, Alright. It is best of 5, though, so, you have one more chance, if you want it. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I know it's a jam. Like, I've seen footage of it. It's, like, it looks like some of the most fun you can have in a fighter. Of course. Right. You got it. Alright. I'm still confident. I still have a good feeling. Right, when you are, in that case, it's time to launch out. Duel 3, turn up the heat. You've made worse, you've made steeper comebacks than this, man. I'm sure you can, I have full confidence in you. This music does not fit a final battle. Well, maybe because it isn't a final battle. He's gonna get his revenge. He's going to, the arm's going to activate. Yeah, great for learning. Yeah, absolutely. So there was this one video essay I saw about why Samurai Showdown is the way it is, and it was really in depth. Like, assuming whoever wrote it wasn't reading too deep into it, like, assuming that SNK actually did think of everything that this dude did analyzing it, then it's brilliant. Well. Well, good games, very good games, very good games, Mr. Carmine. It was a good match, nobody can say otherwise. Honorable fight. These things happen. But, yeah. No. Dude, did you see how hard I got mogged doing the survival mode? I'm hardly a pro myself. But, then again, it's like Ben Folds said, there's always someone cooler than you. Doesn't matter how good you get at a game, there's always going to be somebody. Yeah, I can't help but feel like you're, well, I guess I'm going back into survival because, like, I appreciate the compliments, but this is, like, the difference between being complimentary and being, like, I really do appreciate the compliments, but, and apparently we're going to have to wait, so I'm gonna just go ahead and go back to my little relaxing Zen run. Yes, this is what it was designed to... This is what this music was designed to do. Yeah, there are a whole shitload of bigger fish. The ocean's real big, real deep. So, if you'll observe, this... And another level complete. Yeah, exactly. Like, especially even the simpler ones, like... You've seen that sort of story 1,000 times, like somebody who played Melee with his college dorm buddies and thinks he's the shit, and then he shows up to fucking Apex or the Big House or whatever, and he gets fucking double eliminated right away. That's the thing about... Again. I've said this 1,000 times, but it bears repeating. That's simultaneously one of the rough things about competitive games, but also what's beautiful about it. If you're willing to dedicate yourself to it, then there will be fantastic things in store for everyone involved. You, your opponent, the spectators, everybody. That's why, despite the fact that I'm terrible at them myself, I still have no hesitation calling fighters my favorite genre. I definitely don't think I'm good enough to play them on stream anytime soon, but would be nice if I found the right game and got enough practice. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people like that out there. But one lesson in humility, and they're either... It's up to them to interpret how the lesson in humility is taken. Whether they accept that there's a larger world out there and decide to work towards it, or else they decide, it's not for me and move on to something else. And then you get other cases where they delude themselves, which is entertaining in its own way. I'm gonna go back to elimination style for this one. It seemed to work well for me last run. And yes, indeed, that's certainly the most fun you can have with a fighting game if you're not professional. Just finding somebody of your own skill level and just, sort of scrubbing it out. Nothing wrong with that. Oh dear. Okay, let's see if I can rescue myself here somewhat. Alright. We're getting there, we're getting there. Alright. That much closer to being back in business. Alright. We're making moves, we're getting there. Alright. Here we go, now. Now this is a good position to be in right here. I'm not sure what I'm doing differently per se, but generally if I'm doing this well, there's no reason to really question it. But I'm only placed 22. Still a whole third of the participants left to go through. And there's a rather large... Yep. Right in the blink of an eye. It was a good run, nobody can take that away from me, but it's, these things happen. And yes, indeed, these are all, this is a whole chapel of great takes. Just the right mindset all around. Well, I'm glad to hear that. This is actually more or less my first time trying to do something like that, so I'm glad to hear that I'm actually doing pretty well at it. Especially considering, like I said, I'm not exactly an expert at competitive Tetris. I still don't know quite... Not a master of the terminology or anything like that. Alright. So, this has been a real fun stream so far, but, unless somebody wants to challenge me one last time, I think this next run is going to be my last attempt for the stream. Because that's the dangerous thing about Tetris. Oh shit, I didn't even notice that. That's real impressive then. But yeah. That's the dangerous thing about Tetris. It's fun, but you can easily waste entire days playing it. And I can't afford to do that, because I have another commitment later tonight. Because being a teacher in Hygain is rewarding, but it's pretty demanding, and they want quite a bit of your time. Understandably, though. Alright. Final run for the day. Let's see how well I do. 2, 1, decide the destiny. Yeah, we'll see who gets that reference. If you do, you are officially a man of culture. Yeah. Wow. This is over as soon as it began. That's what I get for making dumb references when I should be actually paying attention to the game. Did I say final run? I said second to last run. But yeah, as I was saying, so generally even the games that were not necessarily well-oiled machines competitively, still plenty of enjoyment to be found in those. Because while some games are just so busted to the point of being not fun, others are just a spectacle in their own way. Still, because really that's all that matters at the end of the day, for a game to be very fun. Yes, the Fist of the North Star fighting game by Arc System Works. A classic for arguably all the wrong reasons. Unfortunately, there's one particular video that I would recommend if you want to get a taste of what it's like. I believe it's titled something along the lines of Best Fist of the North Star Match Ever. Because the pain in the ass about it is, it was only released in Japan, so probably the majority of the video footage comes from Japan, ergo it's rather hard to look up to for people who only speak English like myself. Yeah, real obscure. When I said I like fighting games, I wasn't kidding, like... I have a taste for all kinds of jank fighters. Like, I'm willing to try anything at least once. Although, yeah. I think I have a lot of patience for systems because, my first fighting game was actually... My first series was actually Mortal Kombat in the 3D era, which, as anybody can tell you, those were definitely not, top-tier tournament fighters by any stretch of the imagination. But I really can't discount that it's how I eventually got into fighting games, because... I liked Mortal Kombat, then everybody told me, hey, you should try Street Fighter. So I tried Street Fighter, and I was like, specifically Street Fighter 2. I believe it was the version for the Super Nintendo, and I was like, oh wow, no wonder people love this. This is great. And that's generally how my trajectory went. I don't know if it's the same story for anybody else, but that's how it went for me at least. Yeah. It's funny how, it's generally funny. Like, I like hearing stories about how people discovered things and the general paths people took to how they found their interests. I personally find it absolutely fascinating. Just because it's, some people just take the strangest paths to finding their main interests, and I just think it's really, just really interesting to see how it goes. Alright, so for this last match, I think I'm going to do something real wild. I'm going to switch up my tactics as opposed to sticking to just one. I'll start aggressive. But I think once a few have been eliminated, I'm going to elect to, son of a bit, switch over to a more, not necessarily defensive playstyle, but probably, yeah, nope. I'll just commentate. I'm not going to belabor the point. I'll just let this play out. I'll do one last round of commentary, and then we'll call it a day. So, once again, we're going to stick mainly to who eliminated me. And, this is a rather interesting setup they're going with here. Yeah, I would say that's a clever way to, clear out the blocks. Yep, he's, doing rather well for himself at the moment. I can see why he eliminated me. Yeah, you're damn right, Carmine. It is a tough world. One false move and you're out of there. Although not to jaw on too much, but it's it might also not help that my controller sometimes gets a little loose. Tends to double press a bit, but I paid $20 for it, so what do you expect? Okay, so that's the end. Yep, that's the end of who eliminated me, so let's move on to somebody else. Wow, this guy got absolutely mobbed. And it's over for him. And so did this guy. Wow, I'm a fucking jinx at the moment. It's unfortunate, but that's how it goes. If you got a bunch of people after you, then you're just going to go down. Life is not like Die Hard. Some people are legitimate one-man armies, but they are few and far between. I get the feeling I saw a clip of, I want to say it was Suicide doing that. Yeah, it took me a while to, possibly an inevitable reference, but yeah. She has a reputation for good reason. She's real good. Our paths are never going to cross, but I can admire her from afar. So let's observe how this guy's doing. More eliminations, we're down to the top 4. Just like that. And this man's in for some pain. As we expected. So, top 3. We'll observe this man who has had a world record performance so far. I fully expect him to win the duel, if I'm being honest. Yeah, wow, this dude's going at lightning speed. But his luck ran out. So, I disagree with that name, but congratulations anyways. Alright. So, I'd say we had a good time. I had a few good runs. But, as we saw, all good things must come to an end. And I'd say that was decently successful for a first gaming stream. Glad to hear it, Carmine. That's really all I care about at the end of the day. Not how skilled I am, but how entertaining I am. Because in the position I'm in, that's really significantly more important. Yep. Quite a name that gentleman had who won. Might be a tactic. Might be a legitimate tactic. Yeah, thanks for the stream. Thank you for coming, Rocco. It was, glad to have you here. So, yeah, I'd say that was successful. Now again, this isn't going to be my main sort of content, but I am definitely open to more gaming streams down the line. Not just these, and not even just competitive games, but I've got plenty of time to decide for myself what direction I'm going to go in. So, tentatively, I'm going to say see you Saturday night, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, thank you for coming. Thank you for the good stream. I will see all you wonderful people very, very soon. Have a good day.